Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card, which is the second card that we made at my card class this past weekend, which was a window sheet acetate card class. And I'm using here the Stampin' Up window sheets, and these are really thick. They're perfect if you want to emboss on them, which is what I've done here. Of course, I'm sure that some of you may say I can just go to the office store and buy some transparencies. Those are great if you're going to just make a little window because you don't really need the heavy duty on it. But if you're going to emboss on it, I would highly recommend that you save your money and do not buy the transparencies at the office store because they will melt. Trust me, I know they will melt. So again, I'm using the window sheets, the Stampin' Up window sheets, and these are very thick. So what else I'm going to use is a piece of thick Whisper White. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a piece of this designer series paper, and this is the, Fresh Florals designer series paper, and it has all of the 2017, 2019 in colors, and this one is the Lemon Lime Twist, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a piece of the window sheet, which is also cut 4 by 5 1/2. For my stamp, I'm going to use the Stylized Birthday, which I just love. This is a great stamp. For ribbon, I'm using the Lemon Lime Twist woven ribbon, finely woven ribbon, and that's new with the in colors as well. And then we're going to use some basic jewel rhinestones. We need some Versamark. We need some white embossing powder, and highly recommend your embossing buddy for this project. So the first thing we want to do is we want to prep our window sheet. Now this is plastic, so it gets your fingerprints on it, and it gets oils from your hand, and it picks up a lot of static. So I'm going to make sure I give it a good cleaning with my embossing buddy. And I'm going to do both sides because I don't want my embossing powder sticking anywhere. Okay? So that's nice and clean there. Now I'm going to come in with my stamp, and I'm going to ink it up with my Versamark. And I did mine, as you'll see on this card, off on an angle. Kind of sort of on an angle. Now, one tip that I'll give you when you're stamping on the window sheets is be very careful when you go straight down and straight up, and try not to move because this is slippery and you don't want to mess up your project with a smudged ink. So I'm going to come in here right about in the middle and just go straight down, straight up. Now I'm sure you can't see that good, but it's there. Now I'm going to come in with my embossing powder. And another tip I'm going to give you is when you're putting your embossing powder on, hold your card up, your window sheet up, so that it doesn't have the static around it, and it's not going to pick up any stray powder. And again, give it a good tap. Let me just put this back in my container here. Now, because, like I said, because it's plastic, or acetate if you want to get technical, it is going to pick up and have some static and pick up little strays. So that's where your paintbrush comes in handy. I don't have too much here that I have to clean away. But if I do see any strays, there we go, I just run over it with my brush, my paintbrush. I'm going to run my hand underneath it so I can see where I'm missing any stray. Okay, I'm pretty convinced that I've got all the stray powder that's on my card. Now I'm going to come in with my heat tool, and I'm going to heat that up. Now you'll notice it's not right in the center of my card. It is more towards the bottom. That's because I'm going to put a ribbon along the top to hide some of my adhesive, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And although this is very thick, your heat tool is hot, so you do want to be sure that you're moving it around, which you should be anyway when you're embossing, so that you don't burn your paper or scorch your embossing powder. And there it is, all nice and embossed. Now what I'm going to do is bring in my designer series paper, and I'm going to take 3 little glue dots, and I'm going to position them, one in the middle and one on either side. One, 2, and 3. I'm going to put that aside. And I'm going to bring out my ribbon. I'm going to make a fake bow. I'm going to put this piece of ribbon vertically and the shorter one horizontally. Now this ribbon is perfect for this fake bow because it doesn't slide. Straighten that up a little bit. And now I'm going to attach, oops, not going to attach that just yet, I'm sorry. I am going to attach my window sheet on top of my card, making it as even as I can. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back sides. Sorry about that. Now this ribbon on the outside, if I put it right where those glue dots are, you're not going to be able to see my glue dots. So I'm going to just wrap that around. I'm going to trim my tails. And now I'm going to attach this to my card front. And there is a tiny border on my card front, on each side of my card. And it's, like I said, it's real tiny. Straighten that up there. And there we go. How quick and simple was that? And you have this great little window layer over it. And when you do it, I might, oh, I forgot my, geez, I'm having one of those days here. I forgot my rhinestones. And I'm going to use 5 because I like to do things in odd numbers so that they are more visually appealing. And I'm just going to scatter them. You could use 3, you could use 7. You just don't want to use an even number because it looks too asymmetrical then. I'll put another one here. And come on. One more right here. All right, now I'm done. And how quick and easy was that? Just a little bit of bling, but it has this nice layer over it that really catches the light. It's really, really pretty, and it's so quick to do. I will caution you when you are picking your paper to put behind there that you try it out first, because some papers don't look as good. So now if I take the reverse side of this paper and I slip this in here, it looks nice, but the white doesn't pop as much as it does with this one here. And the same if I were to use a different sheet of paper from that same collection. Here is the paper in Tranquil Tide. And if I slip that back there, that looks nice. But if I turn it over, it doesn't really pop. I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't pop, and it's kind of busy back there. So make sure you try it out before you attach it, so you know you're going to end up liking your end result. So there it is. If you have any questions at all, certainly contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. Thanks so much, and I'll see you with the next video soon.